You might think the global EV race is all about the US and China, but there's a new player charging up fast. India is stepping into the spotlight, and it's turning heads. At the heart of this quiet revolution is Mahindra, a homegrown powerhouse making bold, strategic moves that are shaking up the industry. While the world's been watching Tesla and BYD, Mahindra has been building momentum, catching even the biggest names off guard. But Mahindra isn't simply trying to stay relevant. They're stepping into the ring with serious intent. With their latest electric SUVs, the BE6E and XEV9E, they're doing more than just participating. They're aiming to compete head-to-head with the biggest names in the EV world, from China to America. These new models have sparked interest across the globe, and in today's video, we're taking a closer look at what makes Mahindra's EVs stand out and how they're helping India emerge as a serious contender in the next phase of the electric vehicle revolution. If you're passionate about innovation, tech breakthroughs, and the future of mobility, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. To really understand Mahindra's electric push, we need to start with the big picture. Mahindra isn't new to building SUVs. In fact, they've spent decades creating rugged, reliable vehicles designed for some of the toughest driving conditions, from dusty rural roads to steep Himalayan trails. Durability and functionality have always been their strengths. But times are changing, and Mahindra is changing with them. Today, they're shifting gears with a bold new focus on electric vehicles, but this isn't about simply following the trend. Mahindra wants to lead. They're aiming to set the pace, not play catch-up. Their latest EV efforts fall under a visionary banner they call Unlimit, a declaration that they're ready to push past old boundaries and show the world what Indian innovation is truly capable of. So why electric? Because the writing is on the wall. Around the world, fossil fuels are being phased out. Urban centers are battling rising pollution, and climate change has made sustainability more urgent than ever. EVs offer a path forward, a cleaner, quieter, and greener way to travel. And Mahindra doesn't just want to be part of that future, they want to help shape it. They're not churning out EVs just to check a corporate box. They're designing machines that merge state-of-the-art technology with stunning aesthetics and performance that makes you actually want to get behind the wheel. The BE6E and XEV9E are at the center of this mission. These two new SUVs aren't just Mahindra's latest offerings. They're a bold announcement to the world that India is ready to rise and compete on the global EV stage. Let's dive into what makes these new SUVs so exciting. First up, the BE6E. This isn't your average SUV. It's sleek, sporty, and styled like it's ready to hit the track. With sharp, angular lines and a bold stance, the BE6E practically oozes energy and adventure. It's clearly designed for thrill seekers, young professionals, modern families, or anyone looking for a stylish ride that doesn't compromise on practicality. And the best part? It starts at around $22,500, an impressive price for what it offers. Under the hood, or rather beneath the floor, is a 79 kilowatt-hour battery that delivers serious range. According to Indian testing standards, the BE6E can travel up to 682 kilometers on a single charge. That's enough to make multiple long-distance trips, like going from Mumbai to Pune and back, without needing to recharge. And when it comes to performance, this SUV doesn't hold back. It accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 6.7 seconds, making it surprisingly quick for a family-sized electric SUV. Then there's the XEV9E. Think of it as the sophisticated sibling of the BE6E. This SUV brings a coupe-style silhouette that fuses elegance with strength. It's designed for drivers who crave a more premium experience, and its pricing reflects that, starting at around $26,000. But with that price tag comes serious value. It packs the same 79 kilowatt-hour battery as the BE6E, delivering a solid range of 656 kilometers on a full charge. And performance. It hits 100 kilometers per hour in just 6.8 seconds, only a fraction slower than its sportier counterpart. But where the XEV9E truly shines is inside the cabin. It feels more like a luxury lounge than a vehicle, with expanded interior space, plush finishes, and high-end tech touches, including a dedicated infotainment screen for the front passenger. It's the kind of car that turns a daily commute into something special. Both of these SUVs are built on Mahindra's all-new INGLO platform, a cutting-edge architecture designed specifically for electric vehicles. It's modular, lightweight, and highly efficient. This platform is what allows Mahindra to build EVs that are not only high-performing, but also nimble and responsive, with driving dynamics that feel polished and intuitive. One standout feature is their fast charging capability. Thanks to 175 kilowatt DC fast charging support, these EVs can juice up from 20% to 80% in just 20 minutes, roughly the time it takes to grab a coffee or stretch your legs at a pit stop. That kind of convenience helps erase one of the biggest concerns people have about EVs: downtime. And to top it off, Mahindra is offering a lifetime battery warranty for the first owner, a bold move that reflects their confidence in the durability and reliability of their battery technology. Now, let's nerd out for a second, because this is where things get seriously impressive. At the core of both SUVs is the INGLO platform, a skateboard-style EV architecture that places the battery low and flat across the chassis. This design gives the vehicle a lower center of gravity, which translates into smoother handling, greater stability, and a more responsive driving feel. Whether you're navigating tight city turns or carving through twisty mountain roads, the car feels like it's hugging the pavement. Inside, these SUVs are loaded with tech. They feature a triple-screen setup that includes a fully digital instrument cluster, a large central infotainment touchscreen, and, in the case of the XEV9E, an extra screen just for the front passenger. With just a tap or swipe, you can manage everything: navigation, music, vehicle settings, all from a sleek, intuitive interface. One of the standout features is the augmented reality heads-up display. This futuristic system projects driving directions and key info right onto the windshield, so you can keep your eyes on the road while staying informed, a feature typically reserved for high-end luxury cars. Connectivity is another strong suit. With built-in 5G support, these vehicles stay connected at all times, downloading software updates, streaming your favorite playlists, and staying in sync with your digital life without lag or interruption. Of course, no modern EV is complete without a strong focus on safety. Mahindra doesn't cut corners here. You get multiple airbags, a 360-degree camera system for full visibility, and advanced driver assistance features like lane keeping assist and adaptive cruise control. These systems act like an extra set of eyes and reflexes, helping to prevent accidents and reduce driving fatigue. And for those who care about their sound system, Mahindra's got you covered. The 16-speaker Harman Kardon audio setup delivers crystal-clear sound with deep bass and immersive clarity, turning every drive into a private concert on wheels. Mahindra has also been smart about partnerships. They've collaborated with top-tier global tech players to enhance their offerings, tapping Qualcomm for cutting-edge chips, Volkswagen for critical battery components, and adopting BYD's Blade battery technology, which is known for its high safety standards and longevity. These alliances aren't just about parts, they're about building a product that competes on the world stage with the best of the best. How does Mahindra stack up globally? In recent months, Mahindra has been making bold headlines, with claims surfacing that it's not just keeping up, but actually pulling ahead of some Chinese and American EV makers. But the question is, how much of that is media hype, and how much is grounded in real progress? To get a clearer picture, we need to zoom out and look at the global electric vehicle landscape. This is a market where giants like Tesla and BYD have set the tone, setting high standards in technology, performance, and scale. So, where does Mahindra fit into this equation? Well, the answer lies in strategy, pricing, and ambition. Mahindra may not yet have the massive global presence of Tesla or the production volume of BYD, but they're playing a smart game, focusing on delivering strong value, integrating world-class tech, and carving out a reputation for quality and reliability. They're not just chasing headlines, they're building a foundation that could make them a long-term force in the global EV space. Let's start with the EV giant that's impossible to ignore: China. China's electric vehicle market isn't just big, it's massive. Over 30% of all new cars sold there are electric. That's nearly 1 in every 3 vehicles. And leading the charge are companies like BYD, NIO, and XPeng, backed by serious government support. We're talking massive subsidies, a fast-growing charging network, and policies designed to push EVs into every corner of the country. What makes Chinese EV makers so dominant? 2 things: scale and speed. They can roll out a wide range of models, from ultra-affordable city cars to high-end electric SUVs, faster than almost anyone else. Take BYD's Atto 3, for example, a compact SUV that blends design, tech, and decent range, all for around $38,000 in India. And they're not just building for China anymore. These companies are expanding aggressively into Europe, Asia, and beyond. That speed and variety make them a tough act to follow. Now, let's cross the Pacific and talk about the United States, home of Tesla, the brand that made EVs cool. Tesla's Model Y is a global blockbuster, starting at around $44,000 or roughly 37 lakh rupees in India. It's famous for its insane acceleration, 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, and its constant software upgrades via over-the-air updates. Tesla doesn't just sell cars, it sells a futuristic experience. And Tesla isn't alone anymore. American legacy brands like Ford are jumping in with models like the Mustang Mach-E, while newcomers like Rivian are making rugged electric trucks built for adventure. But the U.S. electric vehicle market, while growing fast, still lags behind China. Only about 8% of new car sales are electric. What sets American EVs apart is their focus on performance, luxury, and tech. They're marketed as premium lifestyle upgrades, not just eco-friendly options. So, where does Mahindra fit into this high-stakes global EV showdown? Well, Mahindra isn't trying to outspeed Tesla or outproduce BYD, at least not yet. Instead, they're choosing a smarter path, offering high-tech, high-value electric vehicles built for real-world use, especially in markets like India. Their new BE6E and XEV9E SUVs prove it. These vehicles pack in features you'd expect from much more expensive cars, like long driving ranges, high-end interiors, and advanced safety tech, all for a fraction of the cost. End of part 2. Let's break that down. The XEV9E offers a range that's on par with the Tesla Model Y, yet it costs nearly half as much in India. Compared to the BYD Atto 3, Mahindra's models offer similar or even better range, design, and features, while staying more affordable. That's a big deal for everyday buyers who want cutting-edge tech without burning through their savings. But here's what really sets Mahindra apart. They know their home market inside and out. In India, roads can be unpredictable, weather can be extreme, and buyers need cars that are durable, practical, and affordable. Mahindra has spent decades building tough SUVs that thrive in these exact conditions, from narrow city alleys to rugged rural roads. And now they're carrying that DNA into the electric era. The BE6E and XEV9E aren't just built for smooth highways, they're built to handle the real India with all its diversity, yet at the same time, they don't compromise on modern comforts or tech-savvy features. You get style, performance, and safety in a package that makes sense for Indian families and urban professionals alike. That balance of aspiration and utility, that's Mahindra's ace. They're not just making EVs to look good on paper. They're designing cars that actually fit people's lives, whether you're zipping through city traffic or heading out on a weekend road trip. And that, more than anything, is why Mahindra is starting to get global attention. There's real buzz building around Mahindra's electric vehicles, and it's not just hype. On social media platform X, people are already calling this Mahindra's Tesla moment, and the numbers back it up. On day one of bookings, Mahindra secured more than 30,000 orders for the BE6E and XEV9E, totaling an incredible $1.01 billion in value. That figure isn't just impressive, it's a clear signal. Buyers are eager for what Mahindra is putting on the table: electric vehicles that combine quality, innovation, and affordability. It shows that Mahindra isn't just catching up to the global players, they're creating a lane of their own, one that could reshape consumer expectations for EVs worldwide. But Mahindra's ambitions aren't stopping at India's borders. Their strong focus on local needs has built a solid foundation, but now they're setting their sights on global markets, and they're doing it with confidence. These new EVs boast modern styling, cutting-edge tech, and user-friendly features designed to appeal to buyers around the world. While Chinese brands dominate with mass production and American brands chase the luxury tech crowd, Mahindra is carving out a third path: premium features at practical prices. That balance of value, durability, and smart innovation could make them the surprise contender in regions where people want more for their money, without compromising on style or safety. Of course, the road ahead isn't smooth. Mahindra faces the massive task of scaling up production, building up charging infrastructure, and competing with the deep pockets and head starts of Tesla and BYD. These are challenges that have crushed others before, but Mahindra has a strategy rooted in reality, meeting customers where they are and solving real-world problems with practical, well-engineered solutions. They're not trying to win by being the biggest or the flashiest. They're aiming to win by being the smartest, giving people EVs that feel like a steal. So is Mahindra already pulling ahead of the global giants? Not quite. China's manufacturing scale and America's tech leadership are still in a league of their own. But Mahindra is closing the gap, faster than anyone expected, and they're doing it on their own terms. By focusing on what really matters, affordability, reliability, and global appeal, Mahindra is building a future where they don't just participate in the EV race, they stand out in it. They're not yet leading the pack, but they've earned their place in the race, and the world is finally paying attention. Let's take a moment to ground the conversation. Mahindra's EV journey is off to a strong start, but every major shift comes with its share of hurdles. To understand where they're headed, we have to look at what's standing in their way and how they're preparing to overcome it. The first challenge is India's EV ecosystem is still in its early days. In 2024, electric vehicles made up only about 2.5% of all cars sold in India. That's a tiny fraction, especially when compared to China, where EVs dominate showrooms and city streets alike. A major obstacle is charging infrastructure. If you're in a metro city like Mumbai or Delhi, you might be able to find a charger fairly easily. But the moment you head into smaller towns or rural areas, which make up a huge part of India, things change. Charging stations are few and far between, and for many potential buyers, that translates to one thing: range anxiety. And that's just one of the bumps on the road. Then there's the price tag, a sticking point for many buyers. Even Mahindra's relatively affordable EVs still come with higher upfront costs compared to traditional petrol or diesel vehicles. And for budget-conscious families, that initial investment can be a real hurdle. On the global stage, Mahindra is still the new kid on the block, and they're up against heavyweights. Chinese powerhouses like BYD operate on a massive scale, backed by years of EV development. Meanwhile, American giants like Tesla bring not only deep pockets, but also legions of die-hard fans and unmatched brand loyalty. And yet, Mahindra is holding their ground. Right now, demand is so high that there's a 6-month wait for deliveries, a clear sign of traction, but also a reminder of the production challenges that come with rapid growth. But here's the key difference. Mahindra isn't flinching. They're meeting these obstacles head-on, backed by bold investments and a long-term game plan. For starters, Mahindra has invested over $1 billion into its EV program, putting serious money behind its vision. They've also partnered with British investors, bringing in additional capital to help them scale production faster and expand into new markets. Their roadmap is ambitious. By 2030, they aim to launch 7 all-electric SUVs. This isn't just about quantity, it's about giving consumers real variety. Whether it's a compact city cruiser or a rugged family SUV, Mahindra wants to be ready with something for everyone. They're also addressing India's biggest EV pain point, charging infrastructure. Mahindra is actively working on expanding charger availability across the country, so drivers can explore beyond the city without worrying about where they'll plug in next. Even the buying experience is being reimagined. Mahindra is building a dedicated EV sales team focused on making every electric purchase feel premium, seamless, and stress-free. And behind all this is Mahindra's tech backbone, the INGLO platform. Think of it as a Swiss Army knife for EV development, incredibly flexible, allowing Mahindra to quickly roll out new models across different categories. Thanks to INGLO, new vehicles like the XEV9E and XUV3E are already in the pipeline. This kind of agility means Mahindra can move with or even ahead of global trends, getting new models into buyers' hands faster than most legacy automakers. And the timing couldn't be better. The Indian government is going all in on electric mobility, with a target for 30% of new car sales to be electric by 2030. On top of that, stricter emissions regulations are coming, and Mahindra's clean, future-ready lineup is positioned perfectly to meet those demands. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, Mahindra's doing something remarkable. They're not just joining the EV race, they're selling a vision of India as a global innovation hub. Their EVs combine affordability, durability, and advanced tech, making them stand out in a market crowded with overpriced or underpowered options. If they can maintain their quality, expand charging access, and crack global markets, Mahindra might just do more than compete. They could change the rules. Sure, the road ahead will be bumpy. Scaling production, battling global competitors, and building a trustworthy international brand won't be easy. But right now, Mahindra has momentum. With over 30,000 bookings already in the bag, it's clear that people believe in what they're doing, and that belief might just fuel their rise. Mahindra isn't just in the race, they're helping shape the future. A future where India's electric vehicles don't just compete on the global stage, they shine. Why Mahindra's EV push really matters. Mahindra's journey into the EV world is more than just about rolling out a few new cars. It's part of something bigger, a bold movement that's capturing attention both at home and abroad. They're not simply manufacturing SUVs, they're igniting a shift in how the world views Indian engineering, design, and innovation. What makes Mahindra stand out? They're not copying Tesla's every move, and they're not mimicking China's rapid-fire strategy of mass-producing EVs for the sake of numbers. Mahindra is carving its own path, bold, original, and deeply rooted in local insight. Models like the BE6E and XV9E show exactly what that looks like. These aren't clones of Western vehicles. They're built with a distinct Indian soul, combined with global-grade tech and bold aesthetics. And that's powerful because it's giving India a moment to step up and say, we can build EVs that are just as smart, just as sleek, and just as competitive as anything on the market. It's a point of national pride, and Mahindra is leading the charge. Now imagine it for yourself. You're behind the wheel of a BE6E, gliding through city traffic in near silence, the hum of the motor making every ride feel futuristic. It's not just a commute, it's an experience, a statement, a piece of Indian innovation in motion. Or maybe it's the XEV9E, turning heads on the road with its bold design and glowing logo. This isn't just transportation, it's confidence on wheels. These SUVs aren't built to just move you from A to B, they're built to make you feel something. And they don't just look and feel premium, they come packed with long-range batteries, intuitive tech, and smart features that actually make a difference. But here's the real game changer. They're still affordable. Mahindra is showing the world that you don't need to go broke to own a futuristic high-performance EV. They're delivering a rare blend of style, substance, and value, making sure drivers get the full package without having to compromise. For consumers everywhere, that means more freedom. No longer do you have to pick between overpriced luxury EVs and no-frills budget options. Mahindra is filling that gap with vehicles that deliver performance, personality, and practicality, all at a price that makes sense. And the impact goes far beyond the road. By committing to EVs in such a big way, Mahindra is helping India push toward a cleaner, more sustainable future. Every electric SUV they put on the road means less pollution, cleaner air, and a step closer to a healthier planet. In the end, Mahindra isn't just selling cars, they're selling a dream. A dream of India as a global innovator. A dream of cars that are smart, green, and full of character. A dream that's already starting to take shape, one electric mile at a time. With every BE6E or XEV9E cruising down the road, Mahindra is sending a powerful message. India can lead. India can innovate. India can inspire. Mahindra's electric SUVs aren't about leaving the competition in the dust. They're about showing a new way forward. A future where India doesn't just follow trends, it sets them. The BE6E and XEV9E are more than just good-looking vehicles. They combine cutting-edge technology, bold design, and real-world value in a way that feels fresh, exciting, and uniquely Indian. Are they better than every American or Chinese EV out there? Maybe not just yet. But here's the thing, they don't need to be. Because Mahindra isn't playing someone else's game. They're playing their own, and they're playing it well. These vehicles are different. They're daring. They're the start of something bigger. Proof that India isn't just in the conversation. It's becoming a serious contender in the global EV space. And this is just the beginning. As Mahindra continues to expand its lineup, invest in innovation, and deliver on its promises, the rest of the world is going to take notice. For now, the BE6E and XEV9E are a spark, a preview of a future where Indian engineering and design aren't just respected, they're celebrated. So, the next time you spot a BE6E or an XEV9E on the street, don't just see it as a car. See it for what it really is, a revolution on wheels. What about you? Are you ready to go electric with Mahindra?